I'm Ann here at Butler Technologies. I'm the digital print lead, and this is our SwissQPrint Impala 3 printer. It is the widest format digital printer we have here at Butler Tech. It runs off the 4-color process, very similar to your home computer printer, so that is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. However, this machine also has light cyan, light magenta, light black, and 021 orange, as well as white. So that really widens the gamut of color, makes it so you can print a wide variety of things. We use this machine a lot for warning labels, user interface products, and graphic overlays. When you think of something like your microwave or your stove at home, the buttons that you push is a lot of what we print here. So there are a couple of benefits between digital printing and screen printing. As far as digital printing goes, this machine, you can effectively run multiple jobs at one time, which includes serialized parts. So when you're running anything like that out in screen print, each sequence of parts is a separate screen itself. Over here, we can run it all at the same time. So that also goes for parts that have multiple colors. So if you're running a part in here that has 5 colors, you can run all of those colors at once. As opposed to over in screen print, you would have to have a separate screen for every single color. So something else that's really cool about this machine is that it has tip switch, which is the individual row control of each vacuum. Whenever you're running something, if you're only running on a real small portion of the bed, you can have it set up so only that part sucks the sheet down. This machine is also UV curable, but as opposed to mercury vapor bulbs like the older technology, this machine uses UV LED. So on each side of this, you have lamps, and each one of these lamps have literally hundreds of little LED lights that cure as the machine prints. The other really cool thing about this machine is that it has light curtains. So if anytime those are broken, you put yourself in the way, it causes the carriage to stop and pick right back up where it was left off. So in older machines, that would just run right into you, but in this case, if you see something's going wrong, you can put your head in the way, take a look at it, and let it keep going. So across the front and the back of the bed, you have these holes where you can screw physical pin reg into the machine. That way you have constant registration across the board. Another thing that's really cool as far as the pin reg goes is flip print. So this machine can do flip print, which is where you print on one side, flip, register to the opposite, and print on the other, and then the registration from front to back is darn near perfect. This machine also has a feature called Tandem Print, so you can print on the front and the back of the machine, cuts down on setup time a little bit. What you can do is you can send the print to this side, have the other side set up, and as long as the vacuum is activated on the other side, as soon as one side's done printing, it'll go to the back, and so on and so on and so on until the job's done, basically. Something you might struggle a lot with in the print industry is static. So this machine has a couple of different ways to handle that. On the carriage, you have on either side, up underneath here, ionizer bars that dispel the static on the material while you're printing. Something else it has, though, are these pretty fancy little ionizer guns that blow air onto the material. So you've got 2 different ways to keep static from happening while you're printing. If you're finding that you're having static while you're printing, you'll see that in the print as the form of overspray. So you'll have a lot of ink that happens to land where it's not supposed to be. It kind of causes like a fuzzy appearance. And the ionizer bars and the spray gun alleviate that. Sometimes you'll also have what we call waterfalling, which kind of looks like waterfalling ink in the print. All right, one thing that every machine has is maintenance, so you have to take care of it, right? And the most important part of this machine is, of course, the print head. From other printers that I've used in the past, this machine is definitely a lot easier to maintain as far as the print heads go. You're pretty much only purging the heads, releasing ink, and then wiping with a lint-free cloth, and that is it. Other machines that we've had to vacuum, which takes like just the right amount of pressure to get it right. Something else that helps with the upkeep of the machines is that this has what's called the Drizzle Function, which is really helpful when the machine is printing and where the carriage is presently sitting, there is a drizzle mat. as the machine prints, it drizzles minute amounts of ink through the print heads just to keep the print heads from clogging. So you have a lot less where you actually have to clean the print heads because of that. On older machines, you'll find that you have to clean the print heads more often because of fuzz or whatever in the environment that may end up attracting itself to the print. So while we here at Butler Technologies print mostly on real flat, rigid plastic materials, this machine is also capable of running on things like coroplast, wood, and glass. So while you might not be doing the same thing that we're doing here, this machine has plenty of capabilities and it might be what you need for your business. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call and we might be able to help you out.